Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
No, let me finish.
Welcome to Let Me Finish, the weekly podcast where we discuss what the hell's going on in pop culture, current events, and everything else in between.
We are your hosts. I'm Janice.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Jillian. Grab a glass of wine and let's get started.
Welcome back. This is episode 35 of Let Me Finish. I'm your host, Jillian.
I'm Janice.
And I'm Stacy.
Yes.
All right, let's just dive right in. How was y'all's week?
My week was good. I can't even think of anything that's crazy or special that happened. It was a pretty normal, straight, go to work, come home. I finished Love Island season 10.
Did you?
Yes.
She loves that show.
Oh my gosh. So it ended so good. I love the winners. And I love them all. I just
Are they
love
still
love.
together?
Yeah, all of them are still together. So yesterday I went and followed all of them on Instagram. So basically my rule of thumb with Love Island is I add them all, and if they break up, I unfollow them. I only want to see if you're in a relationship still. I want to love. But that was it. My week was whack.
My week was pretty chill, pretty calm. I did have lunch with a friend of mine that I had not seen in a while. We have been friends for 25 years.
Is it one that listens to the podcast?
She listens to the podcast.
Okay.
Yes. And it's crazy because when I think of friendships, this is how I want all my friendships to be. Okay. So I've known her for 25 years and she lives in the DFW area. So it's not like she lives out of state or anything. I may see her every couple of years, you know, but we talk, but it's not anything to where like, oh my God, you haven't called me in.
Yeah.
Or I called you last time. Now it's your turn to call me. It's not, there's no pressure. It's not like that.
Yeah.
I know she's good. She knows I'm good. We text or if
you're a friend that needs more than that, we can't be friends.
I can't have friendships that require so much. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if something's going on with her, I'll be there and she'll let me know or vice versa. And then when we see each other, it's like
no time has passed. And it's like, hey girl, real friendship. But I do feel like considering we both live in the DFW area, we should try to see each other more often.
Yeah, you just have to put in
only
the effort.
Because I'm like, it's pretty sad. You would think you live out of state the way we, but that's
how my best friend from high school is. Like, I see her maybe once a year, once every other year.
Yeah.
Oh, Courtney.
Yeah. So I mean, but when we see each other, for sure, it's like state. Nothing has changed.
That's different. We're literally
now the one problem is I've never gone to visit her.
Oh.
Yeah, go visit her. But her family lives here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
She comes here a lot.
So it makes it more convenient. But I love friendships like that don't require too much work. And I'm just shouting her out because she does listen to the podcast all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it was her birthday, which is what led us to meet up.
Okay.
So, cool. So what's her birthday?
So she's a Libra too?
Her birthday was on the 20th of September.
So she's a Libra?
Oh, she's not a Libra then.
Oh, okay. All right.
So happy belated birthday, girl. You know who you are.
Yeah. Shout out.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I had a pretty chill week. Of course, yesterday was my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's mine and my little birthday twin, Kylie's birthday.
My baby's birthday was yesterday also.
Yeah, she turned 15, so we're exactly 25 years apart.
Oh, did I tell you? So we didn't really have anything like a party, anything planned for her because she was saying that she might do some stuff with her friends next week because they have some time off of school. But anyway, so I was like, well, where do you want to go eat at? And this girl said, I think Ruth Chris. I'm like, Ruth Chris? I'm like, girl. And she was like, yeah, I'm feeling some lobster mac. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Ruth Chris does
all the rest, a 15-year-old.
That's so funny though, because I'm like, it's a nice restaurant. The food's good, but it's a little stuffy for a 15-year-old.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
It's not a fun restaurant.
It's like so old school.
Yeah,
I know.
But hey, if she's going with her older sister, her mom, and her dad, so she's just there for the food.
Like, Ruth Chris. I was like, okay.
Hey, I'd be dreaming about their stuffed chicken. So
the food is good, but
it's okay. I mean,
I'm like, there's so many restaurants.
We did go there for Christmas. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
When she said Ruth Chris, it just threw me for a loop. I'm like, oh, okay, that's like that. Ruth Chris gives off
Kiara's
like
I taught her well.
No, Ruth Chris gives off that old money vibe. It's so stuffy.
Yeah, it's a
so
little stuffy.
in there.
Like for Christmas, it seems like the exact right place to go because it's stuffy, and you're like, okay, well, if I'm going to go out to eat on Christmas, I'm going to go to a stuffy ass restaurant.
Even the atmosphere and the ambiance is
it was
like,
a lot of people there, and it just felt. We all say stuffy. I felt it gave off a vibe of cozy.
Well, when I say stuffy, it's not like it doesn't have like lights or like anything flashy going on in there. It's not like
you'll see like
it's
a bunch of older,
like an older crowd.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Literally going there for the taste of the food, not the experience.
Oh yeah,
like it's
like STK.
No, STK.
It's an experience. Don't go there for the food.
The food is
not
bad,
people
but
walking by giving out shots, but this is more like a upscale stuffy vibe.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I mean by stuffy. Like it's just a little bit like okay, well, hey,
but Jill,
the food is
that's
good.
your vibe though, because
You like cozy.
I like cozy.
Yeah, you are. That's
Jillian
you.
and STK was like, oh,
but
it was too much.
We're going back. That's where my husband wants to go for his birthday.
Okay, good luck, Ernest.
So we're going there this weekend. Well, Friday, and it's funny because we're like, okay, well, it's been open a while now, so maybe it's a little bit better. I mean,
I think we
could have been some growing pains. It was new.
It could have, and I think if we would have gotten some of the main courses or something, but maybe I don't know.
So I'm giving it a second shot.
Like I said, that's never been my vibe. I think part of it is it's just overstimulation.
Yeah.
And that's why I've never been to a club where I'm just like, it's too much stuff going on.
Like even that place we went, XL, with like the acrobats and stuff like that, to me would be something I would think would be more Kylie's vibe.
Yes, when we went there,
XL was cute.
They had
two
high school kids there. Yeah, we had that drill team had their.
So you know what? If
dinner.
she decides that she wants to have a dinner with her friends, maybe I'll tell her about that.
XO?
Yeah, because I forgot all about that.
That was nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't too over the top. It wasn't too crazy. I wasn't overstimulated there. So XOXO is actually.
So how did you enjoy it in Miami
stir.
when we went to that one restaurant when the girls were like hanging from the ceiling and dancing next to our table?
It didn't give dinner vibes.
I think
the food was good.
The food was good, and I think because we were kind of like off in the cut, even though there was
Behind
a dancer
her.
literally right
there was
next
a dancer
to us,
right there.
It wasn't like we were still a little bit off in the cut, so it wasn't like I was in the center of all the hoopla, and so I get to enjoy and view all the craziness, but I wasn't in the center of it.
That.
I loved the Miami one. The Miami one was good, but it was a lot.
Where did
I can't think of the name
It
of
was
it.
something with like flamingo or
toucans.
Toucan.
It's El Toucan.
Toucan. There you go.
Yeah,
Like flamingo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did like that, and it wasn't. Like I said, it's just because where we sat, we were kind of like we were actually behind the DJ.
Yeah, we were.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it was less in your face.
Yeah, we still had a lot of fun, a lot of great vibes. Yeah.
That girl was right there.
We had a good videoing spot, so we were able to get some good videos.
Yeah.
I
just think that, like when we were at SDK, there's a lot of stuff going on, the lights and the smoke and
it was extremely crowded.
It was too crowded. Yeah. That was half the problem.
Where we were sitting, they were like having people stand up behind us as they were waiting for their table.
Yes.
So it's like you didn't even really have the ability to even have conversation during dinner.
Yeah. No. And it felt like people were just looking at you because while we're sitting there eating, because you're just standing there waiting,
just staring at you.
Yeah,
and you're eating.
But hopefully it's changed, and we're gonna give it a second shot because it's supposed to be SDK. So we'll see.
Yeah, let us know how it goes.
I'll let y'all know.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be exciting.
But that's the week.
Yeah, that's our weeks, and we're actually gonna go out for brunch to celebrate my birthday. So
time crunch, honey.
Yeah, we are.
All right. So anybody? I don't have any chokeholds this week. Do I? No. I don't.
My chokehold this week was so me and Jillian have been going back and forth, and Stacy, about Brittney Spears and like, is she okay? Like, should people just let her live? And Jillian's been like, let that girl
let her live. She's fine.
Like, she's fine.
She's just twirling by herself.
Girl, now she's whirling around half naked in bed in sheets. And so I was like, what do you think about that? She's like, it's fine. It's cool. Let her live.
No matter what she does, it's fine. She's not hurting anyone.
As long as she's not hurting anyone,
she could be hurting herself.
Them damn dogs were scared of her. The dogs.
She looks like she could be about to hurt herself. Anyways, so this week I see her with some knives. I said, what the hell?
That's weird. Yeah, that was weird.
She said
and the way she was clinking, and I was just like, and getting close to her body, and she's dancing all fast. I'm like, girl,
you know the
cut
fans
yourself.
actually called the cops and had them do a welfare check on her.
It wasn't her fans. It was somebody close to her from her inner circle.
Oh, it wasn't the fans?
It wasn't her fans.
Okay.
So she did come out with this statement, and she basically was like, hey, these were just prop knives.
They didn't sound like it.
And I'm like, I hope so. Like,
did you
at the
hear
end of the day,
knives?
Girl, yeah, they were clinking away.
People were like, them knives
and I was
fake.
like, I was scared for her. I was like, okay, now we're playing with knives. That's not games. And then on top of that, you're like, now you're saying they're fake. But how many people follow you and you're sitting here playing and dancing with knives? Like, who knows what kind of, kid is going to go pick up some knives and dance with them.
Is anyone
Stop.
there with her?
I don't know. But it was scary. I said, okay, this is too far.
Hey, Jill, do you still think she's okay? And she's just...
So that's why I sent it to Jillian. Like, okay, how you feeling now?
How you feel? Because you didn't respond.
Like I said, it's weird. I'm like, weird. But it's one of those things like, if you love it, I like it. If you like it, I love it.
Yeah.
So she out
so
living
you think
her life
it's all
and
good?
happy.
I don't know. Brittney gonna have to do something radical for Jillian to be like, okay.
She needs to put on some drawers that fit.
I mean, this is the same.
Because the bikini bottoms...
Yeah,
it's a tie
she
for
do
me.
them underwear,
and they just barely cover her little snatch.
Am I surprised?
Barely.
No, because this is the same woman that when she flipped her shit, she shaved her head. Sometimes
it's not surprising. It's just like, okay, she needs help.
Yes,
She needs to go to therapy. She needs to be on medication. She needs something.
I mean, we don't know if she might be. She might.
Maybe
I wonder if that therapist ever saw that video and was like, okay.
Maybe when she's not twirling.
Okay.
We'll see. Like I said, I hope the best for her. Like we
all do, Jillian. I do too.
And it's one of those things where it's like, you're not hurting yourself, and no one else. Go ahead, girl. Do what you want to do. Because I think it's freaky don't mean hey.
Whatever it was metal. It was thin and it could cut her.
I just need Hanes or Fruit of the Loom to send her some underwear that fit. I'm tired of seeing her ass. I'm tired of seeing her ass crack.
There you go. Or yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, those little bikini bottoms are just too much.
Smacks her butt sometimes, and I'm like, girl, what are you?
You don't have anything back there. Mm-hmm.
She slaps the shit out of it.
It doesn't matter how small those little underwear are; they're still like sagging. They're like
always sagging.
No matter how small they are.
I think that's what gets me with the underwear. It's not so much that they're small; it's that they sag.
Still, like how they're so tiny. They can't.
You literally barely put them on.
I also think a part of it is the camera angle too, because she kind of has the camera a little bit higher, so I think it kind of
ain't nobody trying to hold that camera no more. She's like, no, I don't want to be involved.
The dogs in the background. The dogs looked at her, and when she clanked them knives, the dogs looked at her.
That's what I'm saying. And then she was clinking it and like rolling it down her body. I was like, oh my god. I got a little nervous for her, but that was my chokehold. I was like, "What's
Brittney? Bitch.
What is going on with Brittney, y'all?"
That's right. Leave Brittney
and
alone.
She said she was inspired by one of Shakira's dances and da da da. And I was like, "Well, I'm glad she has a reasoning, but it's still like disturbing."
Well, did you see the guy that did another video? He learned the dance and then he did a side by side with her, and he's wearing the Halloween mask and he has the knives. It's so.
He played Michael from
he was dressed as Michael Myers with the knives, and he was doing the Brittney dance side by side with her. Mm-hmm. He did I think it's called when they do that duo or whatever.
That seems disturbing too. Duet,
yeah. It was cute. I was like, okay.
Anyways, that was my only chokehold because I was like, what the hell?
I don't have anything.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break and come back and we get into our main topic. All right, welcome back. So we're going to jump right into our main topic today. So we wanted to talk about Brittnay Renner. She recently had an interview with Shannon Sharpe. And she revealed during that interview her body count. She said her body count was 35. Shannon Sharpe had a really sharp reaction to it.
A strong reaction for what?
Very strong.
Double standards.
Mind you, when Stacey sent me that clip, I'm just like, or we were talking about it, I was just like, 35 doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't.
To me, and she's 31. And I said, conservatively, if she started having sex when she was 18, she's averaging about 2 to 3 partners a year.
So, but that takes away from, she not been in relationships?
I mean, she was married briefly because she has a
I
baby.
said average. I didn't
So
say.
that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. A couple people are like, "There's no way," because I think one of Stacey's things was like, "How are you having sex with 3 people in a day, and then only at 35?"
No.
But there might be times where you hoeing it out.
Well, see, for me,
I take that back.
her
Not
math
hoeing
was
it
a
out.
math
she
thing because
she could have been with one partner,
But she could have
for a
went
long
crazy
period of
for a
time.
week, and then
So if you know
not had sex for 3
if
months.
you know Brittney Renner and the history behind Brittney Renner, she's like notorious for being a hoe. So when she said 35, I was actually kind of impressed. I was like, okay,
who
girl.
giving her notorious for being a hoe? These men that got some, and now they're calling her a hoe because somebody else got it too.
Listen, I guess so. So when she said 35, I was kind of impressed. I was like, that's not bad, girl. You ain't no hoe. Like that's
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm 30, whatever. I'm in my 30s, and I'm not at 35.
I mean, I'm in my 40s and I ain't nowhere near that. Oh my god, I've like no.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say,
But she's gosh, no.
Yeah,
I'm not at 35.
I mean,
so my thing
I don't think that makes her a hoe. At the end of the day, it's just like
I don't
She
think the
had a
act of
Sharpe.
having sex is what
but
makes you a hoe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. But so when she said like at one point of the interview, she said she had sex with like 3 guys in 24 hours, and I was just like, but you've
That's a
only
little
been,
slutty.
but you've only been with 35.
But that's what I'm saying. But that could have
Whatever.
been that week, and maybe
Could've
she.
been.
Because I'm saying, I'm guarantee you, the woman has dated people exclusively and during this
Well,
time.
she did because
so that means that she's not
was
having sex
one
with
of
anybody
her
at those
other claim
times.
to fame was that she actually got with this basketball player PJ Washington, who she says she recruited him, and she got pregnant and she got married. So now she gets like all this child support money from him, which was like a big
they
deal.
were married.
Yeah, they actually got married.
I didn't know
So
that.
He married her. Like they were married for like a year, and she gets a huge child support check from him. But people were like, you literally were going to his little. He was like 18.
whatever.
And how old was she?
29, 30, 29, 30, because she's 31 now.
She's now the mother of his child.
Yeah, so
she's
but they're not
your-
together anymore. He's moved on to somebody else. But so that was a big deal. And she has a book about how to
catch somebody.
catch guys and stuff like that. Funny thing, Deion Sanders actually brought her in to talk to his recruits, and and she basically said, "Women like me is what you don't want because
They out here trying to trap you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to what you were saying, Jill. Her number.
Yeah. So I when I heard that, I'm like, because I went there, I'm like, hold on, let me do the math real quick. I'm like 2 to 3 partners on average. Like I say, I'm not saying that one year she couldn't have had 12 or 20, and then other years she probably had one partner because she
Was
I'm
with
assuming she was
somebody,
faithful
right.
to her husband.
Assuming. Yeah,
I'm assuming. So if they were married a year, let's just say she wasn't sleeping with anybody but him for 1 year. So at the end of the day, I'm like, I just find it funny because I'm just like, my goal is, hey, if you're a hoe, you're a hoe. Okay. And my definition is a hoe who is somebody who has sex solely for the purpose
of monetary profit.
of monetary gain, which,
yeah, that's a hoe.
yeah, that's a hoe. And like I said, and if you are a hoe,
That's fine.
that's fine. Make your money, baby.
Shoot, I be thinking about being a hoe all the time.
Janice!
Girl, I'm telling you, it's hard out here. I'm
It
like,
is.
It's so easy to just give it away and get a little money for it too.
Oh my
Get your
God.
rent
I mean,
paid.
I am not.
Like I said,
But I mean,
if you do
trust
it,
me, I be thinking about like, man, stripping easy.
definition
Maybe I
of
should
a
go
hoe is
strip.
different because when I think of just having sex for money, I think of a prostitute. But
But that's what a
AKA
hoe or
a
whore
hoe.
is.
I know,
a
but
whore.
with a hoe, I just
a whore.
yeah. Okay.
That's what it is.
That's what it
now,
is.
The way society looks at it nowadays, that's what I'm saying. I feel like the way that interview when I watched the beginning part, because I didn't even watch the whole thing, I was like, he's really trying to just put her out there, like she's like slut shaming her.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I don't think
and
it would have mattered what number she threw out there.
And then when she's turned around and asked him, she's like, "What are you at? Double digits or triple digits?" And he was like, "I'm the interviewer." And she's like, "What does that matter?" It's like, so
a
it's
double
like
standard
just
for
double
sure.
standard, because he was laughing because he know damn well his shit's probably in the triple digits.
Yeah.
And so when you're out here having sex with 100+ women, you know the women that you're having sex with they're not having sex with people too. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, like it's such a double standard the way
It is.
Yeah.
And then the way he was talking to her, talking about, and then she was just like, because it's one thing to have the high body count. He was like, well, it's another thing for it to be public knowledge, and I can understand that.
But she
I can
chooses
understand
to
that.
put it out there because it's her story to tell,
and it's her body.
Right.
And so he said to her, "That's just so selfish," because she was just like, she's just like, well, it's my body count. I have every right. He's like, well, that's so selfish. Selfish.
Yeah, I didn't
for me
understand.
to speak on something that I did.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
But you're not thinking about the man and the future man you're going to be with, and how he's going to feel.
Exactly.
But like she said,
that's why he had such a strong reaction, because Shannon Sharpe is defending a man that she's never met already.
But she also said any man that she's with, he's gonna know. She wrote a book too. This is all of this is in her book, so it's not like he was just like hiding anything.
And then he's gonna have to be with you with knowing that people know. And she says, have to. You don't have to be with me.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You're choosing to be with her, and she's choosing to be with you. You don't got to do shit.
It's no different than being with the woman who you don't know her body count. Her body count could be 5, 35, 55.
And at the end of the day, you don't know. She's a little bit more honest about her body count. They always say whatever number a woman gives you,
multiply it by 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said 2. I didn't hear about no damn 3.
Multiply it by 1.
Well, 1 would be the same number.
Yeah. When it comes to me, multiply it
by 1 because I'm giving you my real number.
Everybody else.
So they say multiply a woman's number by 2. So I bet she's probably around 70. I mean, if you're talking about
maybe there was times she didn't remember.
She might have. And that's why I'm saying there are probably drunken nights, crazy nights, and then whatever number a man gives you, divide that shit by 2. Mm-hmm. Because men want their body count to be high and they like brag on it, but then they want women's body count to be low. But I'm like, who are you having sex with? Women.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, when she said her number and they were giving her a hard time, I'm like, honestly, it's not that bad. There are college kids who have slept the whole football team. Like, you know what I mean?
I had some friends in college that will rival that number, and they were 19, 20.
That's what I'm saying. So
they were getting it in, honey.
That's not. Honestly, when she said that number, I was like, okay, that's not bad. I
would say most of my body count came from college.
Because I'm like,
that's what college is for.
She's just being open and honest, and most women or most young girls or women are not going to tell you what their body count is.
I mean, at the end of the day,
younger women are starting to be like, yeah, this is it. Like, love it or hate it.
I mean, if a man asks me my body count, I'll give it to him. I'll give him the number.
Me too.
It's not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
but my question would be, why do you need to know?
Like, what? Yeah, why? Yeah.
Why is that so important?
And I'm faithful when I'm with somebody.
Yeah, I think
so. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I think the number one thing is, and like I said, if that means having 3 in 24 hours, if you're sleeping with multiple men, I think none of that. Why does that matter? Because I would say, so if you came and as a guy, if she had slept with 35 guys each one time versus someone who's been with one person and slept with them hundreds of times, what's the difference? Why does that?
You said that the other day. I think there is a difference. There's a difference because every single person. Because when you think about like, when I have sex with you, I have sex with every person you've had sex with. So technically, right? Mm-hmm. So if I have sex with one person and you've had sex with 35 people, I've had sex with whoever I've had sex with plus you're 35. Now when you're talking about having sex with 35 different people.
So based on that logic, that one person, what if their partners had 100 partners? So that means her body counts 101 now?
Well, yeah, it is.
Technically, opening up yourself to 35 different men versus having sex with your one man.
Because 35 men could have sex with 100 plus people each. Mm-hmm. So I don't, and I'm not going to get your body count every time.
It's an issue of safety, because I don't want to get hung up on that, because if it's an issue of safety, you can get an STD from one partner.
That's true.
And you can have somebody who's slept with 100 guys and never had anything happen to them.
That's true.
So that you shouldn't get caught up, because you should be practicing safe sex in the first place. So whether it's 1 or 35
it's a visual
or 100,
thing. I think it's a mental thing for men.
The kicker is she said that when she dates a lot of she's been with a lot of athletes and stuff, and she said they don't like to wear protection. So not only was she very promiscuous,
so
she's also not always using protection.
So first of all, that's not athletes,
different.
That's men.
She was saying, she was just saying, like,
I don't like to use condoms.
She was saying,
so that's where you need a pause.
Right.
So then you say, yes, you're absolutely opening yourself up to unwanted pregnancies and STDs. So I could totally, if that was where you're coming from, I totally get that.
I do think if you're
the question should be, have you had an STD should be the more important question, rather than how many people have you slept with.
Right, because so 35 people. I forgot what I was going to say. That's okay.
Well, I think the reason why he asked her body count is because people who look at her or know her, like, we're just all assuming because she puts herself out there. She's not lying. She's not denying.
You're
she puts
assuming.
right. So he finally just asked the question that everybody wanted to know, like. Because me too. I've always followed her on Instagram for a while now. Once I found out who she was or whatever, and then I always wondered too, because I'm just like, what is it with this girl? Because she reminded me of like this generation's like Superhead. Remember? Her from back in the day?
Superhead. Go,
and she was open and honest with all.
By the way, her name is Corinne Steffens.
And she had a book too, and she put all the celebs that she slept with on blast, right? So I kind of was like, oh, she kind of reminded me of her or whatever. Right. So I just assumed her number would be higher, but. Her number to me is fine. But what's even better for me is the fact that she's able to talk about it. And I think right now
she's like, it is what it is. That's my number.
I think right now though, I think she may be celibate. I'm not sure.
And that's what I'm saying. There could be times throughout those years where she did this. She did that before.
And this is her story to tell, and this is how she's dealing with it. And she even said like a lot of the that number. She said half of that number was just one time, and she said that's what really sucks, is that she opened up her body. The energy to these men, and so this is her way of healing. And who are we to judge her for her 35? And
I don't think you should be judging her.
I don't think I'm not
first
judging.
of all, like I said, 35. It really isn't a bad number.
It's way higher.
I mean,
than
it's
my
definitely,
number.
especially if you're dealing with people in like, certain circles and things like that, or if you're running in those circles. Yes. I'm sure your body count's a little higher than mine would be.
Yeah. She just had more opportunities.
I think with
and she's not ashamed to say
Sharpe
she looks for money.
In particular, it's the perception of it. It's just like it's like this pedestal that they want to put a woman that they would marry on, and it's just like that's why to me you see a lot of men when they finally get married, they're marrying the more conservative one, the quieter woman, the more reserved woman, because they don't want their woman to have been out there getting it in. But you wanted to get it in with all those women.
Yeah.
So it's like this double standard. And it's like by the time you decide you want to settle down, you want her to be almost unscathed.
It's almost
untouched.
I always find it funny. I think at the end of the day, I think the reason why they don't want us to have a quote unquote high body count is because it's a sense of control. It's a sense of ownership. We're like, somebody has been with something that's mine. And at the end of the day, I think it's nothing to do with, you're a hoe, because sex is a natural part of life. It's something that makes you feel good, whether you're in a committed relationship or not. Boyfriends, casual, if it's a one-time hookup. Some people want that physical connection with somebody, and that's okay. At the end of the day, I think when men say, what's your body count? It is to gauge control. And I think it's their way of saying, hey, I don't want anybody partaking in something I feel is mine.
It's kind of like last week when we were asking that question about the guy. Like, so it could be something I don't have a high body count at all, but the fact that your boy was with me 5 years ago, 10 years ago is enough for you to be like, no.
It's an insecurity thing.
It's like a no thing. It's like a pedestal thing. It's like a unscathed, untouched. Yeah. I'm the first person to touch this holy grail. But at the end of the day, you probably aren't going to be. Yeah. But they, in their head, want to look at it that way. So they don't even want to know. Sometimes I've talked to men where they're like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, like what happened before them? What does it matter? That's before you. You should
and I appreciate that. I'll tell you my body count, but I'll also not tell you. I don't give a damn.
Also, I think I always find it creepy when guys are like, I want a version. I'm like, why are you obsessed with that? And I feel like when a guy says that, especially when they talk about, I like them 18, 19, you're a pedophile. Oh, and
yeah, that's
and I want there to be a version. I almost think in my mind, I'm like, you want a version because you don't know how to put it down,
basically,
and you don't want any
you
comparisons.
Don't want no comparison. There's no comparison.
That's what it is. You don't. Let's just be honest. You don't know how to fuck, and you don't want to be compared to anybody else. That's how I mean,
you don't want somebody to tell you left,
faster, slower. Faster. Shit.
Yeah, hold on. And that's usually men would probably prefer an inexperienced woman because
men like when you tell them what they like in bed. They like that shit.
But then I'm just like, I always find it funny with men because they'd be like, I want a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. I'm like, how do you think we get to be freaky? Is when we explore and figure out what we like.
Right.
That's how we get to that point. So I'm just like, y'all need to make up y'all's minds. But that's
what I'm saying. You just don't need to be out there like that. Men don't want you to be out there like people know. Like they don't want you. They want the conservative one.
I just wouldn't advertise
Here's my thing. Quick. I gotta get this in here quick. Do you think sometimes women nowadays are oversharing too much? Because this puts me back to what was her name? Young Miami. Some city girls that's messing with Diddy, and she said she liked to be peed on. Like, do we need to know this?
Yeah, kind of like how and the girl said that she had sex with like 3 of the 4 members of B2K. I'm like, nobody need to know.
Because here's my thing, though.
Do you?
Right now, she's running around with Diddy. He's not going to marry you. So what happens 5, 6 years, 10 years from now when you want to settle down and want to have a husband? The whole world knows that
man peed on you.
Not just him, everybody, because she said she likes to be peed on.
But I think that was.
Did you feel the need to share that?
That's what Sharpe was saying. Like, why? Now it's out there, so any person you know is going to be known.
So who's going to take her seriously? Because as soon as if I'm a man, I'm like, girl, I'm ready.
You can take her seriously because she got peed on once.
There's some
She didn't say once. She said she likes me.
I got peed on. I showered. You act like the pee's still on me.
To me, I'm like, we don't need to know that.
But I do think that she overshared. I mean, there is no reason for everybody to know that.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing. Freaking the lady in the streets, freaking the sheets. It's that same thing. Like, you can be as freaky as you want in that bedroom, but everybody ain't got to know.
I think it does matter later on in life when you want a serious relationship with now it's like, as a man, I'm like, how can I look at you? I wouldn't, if I was a man, I couldn't look at you a certain way, because now I'm just like, well, the whole world knows that everybody done pissed on you.
You can't look at her a certain way, or you won't look at her. You can look at her in the same exact way, but you're choosing not to.
It would be that too, and be like,
he's into it, but as a man, and I'm really feeling this girl, but
don't judge her on her past experiences. I can't get
past the fact that everybody peed on you.
Who's everybody?
Are you a freaking toilet? The fuck?
Not everybody.
Now, and then that's to me, that's more of a sexual, like what your sexual preferences are. Like maybe the idea of peeing on somebody is gross to you in general, but maybe if you're into peeing on people, you're not so bothered by it.
To get a man that likes to pee on people.
Yeah, that's perfect. She puts it out there. She may be easier to find somebody who's in. There are plenty of men who are into that.
I guess,
a la Donald Trump, but supposedly, but
lots of men are into it.
She changes her later on. She changes who she is, and she no longer wants that. But every guy now is like, well, everybody else peed on you. Like don't share that.
Then that's the next one that's gonna sit there and be like, well, my homeboy peed on you. I can't pee on you, and you don't even ask me if you can pee on me.
I'm not gonna ask you.
Now that you just
listen, you done told the whole world you like to be peed. I'm not gonna ask you. I'm just gonna whip it out. But that's
but that's a problem. You can't just assume.
I can't be a man.
You cannot assume. Yeah, see, that's a part of the problem.
Yeah,
because I've had sex with somebody doesn't mean you can have sex with me.
I'd be like, you have to be peed on. Come on, girl.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
But there's certain things
there's
that
assumptions like, oh, I'm just going to assume that I can pee on you because you let that guy pee on you, and that's not. No, you cannot do that.
I got off topic here, but it just reminded me, like, why are these women like sharing so much?
Yeah, I do think women overshare too much nowadays, and you should keep some of that stuff. There is a reason why those things should be private.
Yes, I 100% agree with you. There's some things that when it comes to the bedroom, it does not need to be up for public fodder, so it doesn't need to be a headline on the internet,
right?
Keep your shit private. That's her truth. This is what she's been known for. So her putting that number out, it's up to you. She's written this book.
Yeah, she's had already put out her business, so maybe this is just her putting a number on it.
Yeah, and it's not. And I think, we're talking about Superhead. I think she's married with kids and moving on, so but it's like it's one of at the end of the day,
be secure, man.
Yeah. It's when at the end of the day is like, if you're truly secure on who you are as a person, it doesn't really matter what that person's body count is, because at the end of the day, it's just the two of y'all in a relationship, and as long as y'all have come to an agreement, hey, this is what I like, don't like, boom, whatever.
I'm sure he wasn't out there living like no nun or priest. He went. At the end of the day, yes, somebody has somebody pee on me, or I had 35. What were you doing?
Yeah,
right.
Living like a nun.
Because he's an ex football player or whatever. Shannon Sharpe.
Shannon Sharpe is an ex-football player.
Listen,
which is why when she said, "Is it double or triple?" he was laughing, and he didn't want to answer.
This is a man who has never been married but has multiple children.
Yes.
So,
mind you, on my show Love Island,
she said, "Mind you, okay."
Love Island. These guys are normal guys, just British and hot. They're hot, but these are normal guys, and they're talking about their body count 200, 300 plus.
Yeah,
they're normal.
Yeah,
they ain't getting women chasing them down.
Yeah. Community dick.
There you go. So I'm like, God knows. Some of these men, like, I don't know. It's out. I can't even count.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I think at the end of the day, we're in the consensus. It shouldn't really matter what her body count is. At the end of the day,
you got your body count. I got my body count. We're gonna be together, or we're not.
And I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think 35 was that bad.
I didn't either.
It's really not. If you really think about it. 35 is really not that bad.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. We're going to go celebrate my birthday and have some good lunch.
Yes.
Brunch.
And some drinks.
Janice, you had somebody you wanted to shout
Yes.
out.
So I have one of our faithful listeners. She actually has a jewelry line. So we're going to tag the jewelry line in the episode. Yeah, the episode. But she makes her own jewelry and she's on Etsy. So I'm trying to find the name of it. So she's on Etsy and her business name is Phillips Artistry Jewelry and Crafts. So she just makes her own jewelry and she sells it on Etsy. So go check it out. We'll link it in the description.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. All right. Well, thanks to y'all. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye guys.
Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the platform you're listening on and leave us a review.
We want to support local businesses, so if you'd like us to shout out your business, or if you have a topic suggestion, or even questions for our QA section, we want to hear from you. So reach out to us at letmefinish@gmail.com.
You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Let Me Finish. Don't forget that the E in me is the number 3. You can find me at New Jillian Who Dis on Instagram. Stacy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mrs. Cams01. I'm also on TikTok, Mrs. Cams01, MRSKAMS01.
And Janice, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Uniquely Janice, and Facebook and TikTok, I'm just Janice Housen.
Okay. See you next week.
See you next week.
See you guys then.